welcome back to another episode of Change Wired podcast. My name is Angela Sharina. I'm your host. I'm your partner in change and transformation. Someone with a mission to help the world grow into its full potential, one person, one action, one habit at a time. By the end of this podcast today, guys, you're gonna learn about one simple practice that will help you to get better, get ahead of most of the people, and start making progress where perhaps you've been stuck for quite a while. Just one simple practice can transform everything, literally everything. And without this, I would argue, nothing else in your personal, professional, your career, your relationship, none of the growth possible without this one practice. This one practice, what is this practice? I started a new coaching certification, just enrolled, gonna be in it for the next 20 plus weeks, after which there's gonna be an exam and board certification and all the fun stuff. The reason why I enrolled in another certification with the same world's top coaching schools is because they have the best tools. They work so hard and well on creating the curriculum that is not some old ass thing they did years ago, they created years ago. No, they have coaches and people working in that coaching school delivering the most research, current, profound insights and tools, and somehow they make it simple so that every week you progress towards becoming a better coach through simple practices. And they start their coaching certifications with one simple practice. And the practices make the time. Literally, that is what one of the world's top coaching schools in the world starts you with on your coaching certification journey, on helping you to become master coach, what they call. And the reason why they start with this practice, right? It seems so trivial, make the time. Do we need to practice this as adults? But if you think about that, every single thing you improved, you worked on, you got some results, you, without maybe thinking about that too much, you started with this practice. And when you failed with making progress at anything, whether that's relationships, your career growth, your personal growth, it's because you first failed to do this practice of making the time. Let's say you want to work on your health and your fitness, and you put on your calendar 30 minutes every day to do your fitness. And you don't allow anything to get into the schedule. You set the alarm, the triggers, you do all the right thing, and you show up for this thing that you put on your calendar every day for 30 minutes. And you'll do something. You're not going to be just sitting there with the time. You're going to do something. You're going to start moving. And over time, that something done consistently will result in progress that you want. The same if you decide to work on your relationships with your spouses, with your parents, with your kids, with your teammates, with your friends. If you put collectively, because relationships usually take more than one person, time to work on that specific relationship, and you show up for that time, you will do something, and you will do something consistently. And over time, that consistency will manifest in progress in that relationship. Try it. If you don't believe me, try it. I did it with my parents, with my sister. It works. It works every time. Now, let's say let's take one failed example from my personal life. I've been saying for 2 months now that I want to work on my public speaking skills. And I never it never made to my calendar. And guess what happened? Exactly nothing happened, because I didn't do this one practice of making the time. And maybe that is why leading world's coaching school starts you with this practice before diving fully into all the other skills you need as a coach. Because in order for us coaches signing up for this certification program to succeed, we first and foremost need to make the time. Because if we don't make the time, nothing else matters. You're not gonna have any skills developed if you dedicate no time to this coaching certification. And they did really good job. So at the beginning, they specified in order to succeed with this certification and develop the skills that you need to become that master coach, to improve, you need to put on your calendar 5 to 8 hours every week for the next 20, I think it's like 22 weeks. For the next 20 weeks, 5 to 8 hours every week in order to create the progress that we want you to make with the skills of master coach. And that's what I did. Before starting this certification, I looked at my calendar and I asked myself, do I have 5 at the very least to 8 hours every week to dedicate to this certification? Because if I don't, why bother signing up? Just to rush through everything and kind of show up for some meetings and kind of do the assignments, but not really improving, which I'm there for. Like sometimes you just need a paper, but I'm there to improve my skills, to grow as a coach. And that will require commitment of time. And again, because they have so many students over time, they learned that this is the amount of time that you would usually need to make the progress that we need you to make in this certification for you to succeed. So making the time. Now, over to you, dear listener. It's going to be a short podcast, and I'm almost done. But before I'm done, actually, please do rate, review, share this podcast so we reach more ears willing to put in the time, the work to learn, improve, to grow. And maybe someone is failing to make progress, and they need to hear this podcast. Especially when someone already at sort of advanced or maybe just good level and they need to advance, but they're not sure how. Maybe they're failing to make the time. Or maybe someone who wants to work on their relationship, but with anyone, but they never put in the time. Maybe it's going to be a good reminder. So share this podcast. One ask for me. And then let's continue. So over to you, dear listener. What do you want to work on? For the next week, let's make it really short. What do you want to make progress on in the next week? Today is Monday for me. In the next day even. And then ask yourself, have I made the time? Have I put it on my calendar? Do I have a slot in my calendar, whether that's paper planner or your Google or your Apple calendar? Did you make the time? Do you have the time dedicated to that specific activity? The time that, from your understanding, it needs to make the kind of progress that you seek to make, right? It's also very important to reflect on this fact that if you want to make meaningful progress, if you want to master something, then be realistic about how much time it will actually require. Not the minimum. Sometimes it's minimum. Sometimes you're like, I just want to do the minimum to understand certain things. Then put the minimum. You know yourself, how you work, how you learn, how much time is needed for certain activities. But if you know that something needs to be done well, and you know that the time it requires is not minimum, then put that time. It's like me preparing for the workshop this week. I already did 6 hours of work, and I'm going to do 3 hours today and 3 hours tomorrow and 3 hours the day after, because I want to deliver something I'm proud of. And that's why this time is on my calendar. So make the time. If this practice is good enough for one of the world's top coaching schools, one of the most popular for sure, like the amount of people that went through the school is just amazing. So if they decided that this is practice number 1 to become a master coach, then perhaps that's something that you want to start with as well. Hope this podcast was useful. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, guys, leaders, change agents, for tuning in, for sharing with me your time, your attention. And till next time, keep improving, keep listening, and keep growing.